Stop right where you are. Do not move another inch, and do not let your thumb brush against the screen to sweep me away. You still don't know what happened last night. While your body tried to rest, the spirit realm did not fall asleep. Something was moving quietly, strategically, because your next season is closer than you realize. I have whispered into the silence of the universe to bring you to this exact digital shore at this precise second of your life. This is not a mistake of a machine, nor is it a random occurrence of a mindless algorithm. This is my voice, the voice of your Creator, the one who knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, reaching out through the noise of a chaotic world to grasp your attention. You have been searching for a sign, crying out in the dead of night, for a whisper of hope, and I am here to tell you that the search ends now. Your heart has been racing, your mind has been a battlefield of what-ifs and if-onlys. But I am commanding the winds of your spirit to be still. Listen closely, my beloved, for what I am about to say is the key to the door you have been bruising your hands trying to kick open. I have seen the weight you carry, a weight that was never meant for your shoulders to bear. I have watched you in the secret places where you think no one sees, the moments when you stare into the mirror and do not recognize the person looking back, at the moments when you lie awake as the clock ticks toward dawn, paralyzed by the fear that you are falling behind or that your best days are trapped in the rearview mirror. That strange pressure you felt last night was not proof that you are losing ground. It was proof that I was intervening. I know you are tired. I know you are exhausted from the performance of being okay when your soul is screaming for rest. I have counted every silent tear that is soaked into your pillow, and I have heard the prayers you were too broken to even speak out loud. You think you are alone in this struggle, but I have been standing in the fire with you, shielding you from the flames, even when you couldn't feel my presence. You are standing at a crossroads, trembling, because you are afraid that if you let go of what is familiar, you will be left with nothing. You are gripping the ashes of your past so tightly that your knuckles have turned white, and my heart aches because I am trying to give you a diamond, but your hands are too full of dust to receive it. You are terrified that if you walk away from that relationship, that job, or that version of yourself that no longer fits you will vanish into the void. But I am here to tell you that what you are holding on to is not a treasure. It is a weight. You think you are preserving a memory, but you are actually clinging to a corpse. I am the God of the living, not the dead. I am the God of the new thing, the God who makes a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The reason you feel this agonizing pull within your spirit is because I am intervening. I am disrupting your comfort to save your destiny. And hear me clearly. Heaven is not responding to your noise. Heaven responds to my authorization. There is order in my kingdom. There is rank. There is authority. That is why even the archangels are stunned, not by your volume, but by the weight I have entrusted to you. They are watching a rare kind of strength form in you: obedience, without demanding recognition, endurance without entitlement, silence at the right time, and discipline over your own ego. This is not exaggeration. This is a divine assignment confirmed in the unseen. Before I reveal the immense blessing that is currently being prepared for you in the heavens, I need to know that you are listening. I need you to declare your presence in this divine moment and acknowledge that you are ready to receive what is yours. Do not stay silent. Let your spirit cry out. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven over your life and signal that the chosen one is ready for the move of the Spirit. If you want me to take your hand and lead you through this storm into the light of a new day, press the like button on this video as a physical act of opening your heart, and subscribe to join this family of believers. By doing so, you are telling the enemy that you no longer belong to the shadows and that you are stepping into the rank of those who dare to let go and trust in my sovereign plan. I know why you hesitate to step into the future I have prepared for you. I see the heavy, suffocating sensation in your chest, a voice whispering that you are a traitor for even thinking about being happy again. You feel as though, by letting go of the pain, you are erasing the history of what you endured. You feel that by moving away from the person who hurt you, the dream that died, or the version of yourself that failed you, are dishonoring the time and love you invested. But you still don't know what happened last night. The enemy tried to fasten guilt to your healing because guilt is the oldest chain. It keeps you loyal to what harmed you. It keeps you kneeling at the altar of what was even when I am calling you to what is next. My beloved, listen to my voice. Choosing to live is not a betrayal. Choosing to heal is not an act of abandonment. You have become so loyal to your suffering that you have mistaken it for your identity. You wear your scars like a garment of shame, afraid that if you take it off, there will be nothing left of you. But I am the one who gave you life, and I did not create you to be a monument to a graveyard. I created you to be a living temple of my light and my joy. Consider the seasons I have set into the very foundation of the earth. Does the tree feel guilty when it drops its leaves in the autumn? Does it weep as the cold wind carries away what was once green and vibrant? No, the tree understands that those leaves have served their purpose, and their time has passed. If the tree clung to those dead leaves through the frost, the weight of the snow would snap its branches, and the life within would perish. To let go is to survive. To move on is to make room for the spring. You think that by staying in the ruins of your past, you are showing strength or loyalty. But true strength is the courage to walk away from the door I have already closed. You are not betraying your past. You are honoring the future I have promised you. You are not leaving yourself behind. You are rescuing the version of you that is still meant to breathe, to laugh, and to thrive in the sun. I am not calling you to forget. I am calling you to transcend. What you call betrayal, I call evolution. What you call abandonment, I call divine alignment. You have spent years trying to fix things that were never meant to be permanent. You have tried to breathe life into stone, and you are exhausted because your breath was never meant to sustain the dead. I am peeling back the layers of guilt that the enemy has wrapped around your heart like thorns. I am showing you that it is holy to be happy again. It is a form of worship to be whole again. You do not owe your misery anything. You do not owe the people who left you your eternal sorrow. And in heaven's order, this is what causes even the archangels to stand in holy attention, not your pain, but your obedience. To release what I have already released you from. Not your emotions, but your willingness to carry authority with humility, growth without entitlement, healing without needing applause, and silence without bitterness. Your life is a precious gift from me, and you honor that gift by choosing to flourish in the light of my grace. I am releasing you from the debt of the past today. The chains of should have and could have are falling at your feet right now. Step over them and do not look back. Your destiny is not behind you. It is waiting for the moment you decide to believe that you deserve the goodness I have stored up for you. You have been trading your soul for a silence that you call peace. But look closer, my child. Is it peace, or is it just the absence of noise? You have shrunk yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold your greatness. You have swallowed your truth to keep others comfortable, thinking that by avoiding conflict, you are being a peacemaker. But I am the Prince of Peace, and I tell you that true peace is not the absence of a storm. It is the presence of my spirit. The peace you are currently maintaining is a prison made of cardboard. It feels safe because it is familiar, but it is suffocating the fire I placed within you. You are exhausted because it takes an enormous amount of energy to maintain a lie. You are protecting an environment that is actually poisoning your destiny. And this is another thing you still don't know about what happened last night. I exposed the difference between silence and peace. I let you feel the weakness in the fake peace you were protecting, not to shame you, but to free you. Because fake peace will always demand that you become smaller, while my peace will always require that you become whole. Why do you choose the agony of the known over the glory of the unknown? You stay in the valley because you fear the climb to the mountain, even though you know the view from the peak is where you belong. Real peace is expensive, my beloved. It will cost you the approval of people who only like the version of you that stays small. It will cost you the comfort of the predictable. But I am asking you today, what is the cost of staying where you are? It is costing you your joy, your health, and the very purpose I gave you. I did not call you to be a doormat. I called you to be a light. Do not settle for a quiet life that is actually a slow death. I am shaking your foundation right now, not to destroy you, but to wake you up. I am disturbing your false peace, so that you will finally seek the peace that surpasses all understanding. I am calling you to step out of the shadows of compromise and into the brilliant light of my truth. This journey requires courage, and I am building that courage in you right now. In the order of my kingdom, peace and authority walk together. Heaven recognizes the weight of restraint, truth spoken at the right time, silence held at the right time, and discipline that refuses to bow to comfort. That is why the courts of heaven are watching you, not because you are loud, but because you are learning to carry my peace like a crown without begging the world to validate it. I see the toll the world has taken on your body, my precious child. I see the tension that has settled in your shoulders like iron, and the way your jaw remains clenched even as you try to sleep. I know the feeling of the heavy stone sitting on your chest, making every breath feel like a chore. You have been running on fumes, pushing yourself to keep up with expectations that were never mine, but yours or the world's. You are trying to outrun your shadows and outwork your problems, thinking that if you just try a little harder, if you just stay up 1 hour later, or if you sacrifice one more piece of your soul, you will finally find the breakthrough. But I see the truth. You are not just tired. You are soul-weary. You are exhausted from the performance of strength when all you want to do is collapse into my arms. I am watching you try to hold together a house that is meant to be rebuilt from the foundation up. And I am here to tell you that you can let the walls fall. You find yourself in what I call the liminal space, the in-between. You have left the shore of what used to be, but the shore of your new beginning is still obscured by the mist. It is a terrifying place to be, where the old no longer works and the new has not yet arrived. This is where you feel the most pressure to make things happen. You feel like you are falling, but you are actually floating in my grace. You are trying to build a bridge with your own hands, not realizing that I am the bridge. Stop fighting the current. Stop trying to navigate a sea that I have already mapped out. And this is what you still don't know about what happened last night. I allowed your strength to reach its limit on purpose, not to punish you, but to bring you to the edge of your own power, so you could finally discover mine. Your exhaustion is a signal that you have reached the end of your own strength, and that is exactly where my strength begins. You were never meant to carry the world. You were meant to let me carry you. This transition period is not a waste of time. It is the time of your greatest internal architecture. Right now, in this sacred second, I want you to do something that feels impossible to your busy mind. I want you to stop. Close your eyes for a moment. Let the tension drain from your neck and take a deep, slow breath. Exhale the worries of tomorrow and the regrets of yesterday. Throw down the heavy bags of trying and admit to me and to yourself that you are exhausted. There is no shame in your weariness. It is the soil where my miracles grow. I am not asking for your effort. I am asking for your surrender. When you stop trying to be the God of your own life, you allow me to be the God who provides, protects, and restores. The marathon of your own making is over. Rest here in my presence and let me replenish what the world has stolen from you. You are safe now, and the work you could not finish, I am already completing for you. If this is you, if you are tired of trying to carry everything alone, type in the comments, "Lord, I surrender. Carry me." You often tell others, and even yourself, that you are simply waiting on the Lord. You use these words as a shield, a spiritual blanket to cover the shivering of your soul. And you still don't know what happened last night. Fear tried to dress itself in spiritual language, so you would call paralysis wisdom. But I am searching your heart today, my beloved, and I am asking you, are you truly waiting for my signal? Or are you paralyzed by the fear of the unknown? I see how you linger in the hallway, because you are afraid of the size of the room that lies behind the next door. You have mistaken hesitation for holiness. You have dressed your fear in the robes of patience, but I see through the disguise. My timing is perfect, yes, but I often move when you move. I am the God who parts the sea, but I only parted the waters when my people took their first step into the waves. You are waiting for the path to be fully lit, but I have given you a lamp that only illuminates the very next step. Do not let the shadow of what might happen steal the glory of what I am doing right now. Think of my children who I rescued from the chains of Egypt. I performed wonders before their eyes. I shattered their shackles and led them into the desert, toward a land flowing with milk and honey. Yet the moment the journey became difficult, they began to weep for the meat pots of their captivity. They said, "Was it not better for us in Egypt?" They preferred the predictable lash of the taskmaster to the unpredictable freedom of the wilderness. You are doing the same thing, my chosen one. You are looking back at the Egypt of your past relationships, your old habits, and your former security, and you are romanticizing the very things that were once draining the life out of you. You are afraid that the manna I provide today will not be enough for tomorrow, so you reach back for the scraps of your old life. But I tell you that old life is gone. There is no nourishment for you there anymore. If you go back, you will only find a desert of your own making. Listen to the word I have placed within your spirit this very day. Do not remember the former things, and do not consider the things of old. Why do you dwell on what has been when I am trying to show you what can be? Behold, I am doing a new thing. Even now it is springing forth. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The new thing can't occupy the same space as the old thing. You can't pour new wine into old wineskins without losing both. I am calling you to have the radical faith that trusts me even when the map is blank. The discomfort you feel is the stretching of your soul, making room for the abundance that is coming. Step out of the shadow of your past. Stop asking for permission from people who do not have your destiny. I have already given you the keys. Now you must have the courage to turn the lock. Because what happened last night was not meant to scare you. It was meant to reveal that you are being entrusted with more than you've understood. Have you noticed that the moment you made the decision to change, the moment you resolved in your heart to leave the past behind, the storm suddenly grew louder? You expected peace to follow your obedience. Yet you found yourself surrounded by chaos. And you still don't know what happened last night, the moment your spirit said yes to your next season. The resistance in the unseen grew restless. Your mind has been flooded with doubt, old temptations have come knocking at your door with renewed vigor. And people who were once quiet have suddenly become instruments of criticism and discouragement. You are wondering if you heard me correctly, or if you have made a terrible mistake. But I am here to tell you that this sudden resistance is the greatest proof that you are on the right path. The enemy does not waste his arrows on those who are standing still or moving in the wrong direction. He only attacks what he fears, and he fears the person you are becoming. You are in a season of transition, and transition is always the most contested ground in the spirit. You must understand, my beloved, that your struggle is not with the people around you, nor is it with the circumstances that seem to be falling apart. Your battle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, and against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. The enemy sees the new you that is being birthed, and he is trying to induce a miscarriage of your destiny. He wants to convince you that the wilderness is your permanent home, so that you will never reach the promised land. He uses the noise of the transition to drown out my voice. But I have already given you the armor and the authority to stand. This friction you feel is not the sign of your destruction. It is the sign of your promotion. You are breaking through a spiritual ceiling, and the resistance you feel is simply the atmosphere of the old level trying to hold on to you. And hear me clearly, in my kingdom, there is order, there is rank, there is authority. Heaven does not respond to human noise. Heaven responds to what I authorize. That is why even the archangels are stunned with you. Not because you are loud, not because you demanded recognition. They are stunned because I have entrusted you with a weight that is rare on the earth, obedience. Without needing credit, endurance. Without entitlement, silence at the right time, and discipline over your own ego. They recognize the responsibility I have placed on you. They see that you are not merely surviving a storm, you are learning to carry dominion without becoming proud, and the kingdom of darkness can feel it. I want you to look at this pressure differently. Instead of letting it weaken, you turn it into power. The very wind that tries to push you back is the same wind that will lift you higher if you set your wings correctly. You are being trained in the heat of this battle to handle the weight of the blessing that is coming. A small person cannot carry a big assignment, so I am using this transition to stretch your capacity and strengthen your spirit. Do not be intimidated by the shadows, for they only exist because my light is shining so brightly behind you. You are more dangerous to the kingdom of darkness today than you have ever been in your entire life. This is why the warfare has intensified. It is a signal from the heavens that you are closer than you have ever been, to the breakthrough that will change your family's bloodline forever. Stand firm in this moment. Do not retract, do not retreat, and do not apologize for the space you are taking up in the spirit. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When the enemy tells you that it is too hard, remind him that I am the one who is fighting for you. When the voices of the past scream that you are not worthy, remind them that I have already called you by name and made you mine. The transition is almost over, and the glory that is about to be revealed in you will make every scar from this battle look like a badge of honor. You are not a victim of this storm. You are the one I have commanded to walk upon the waves. Keep your eyes on me and watch how I turn the enemy's best shot into your greatest victory. I know the agonizing weight of my silence. I have seen you standing in the middle of the storm, calling out my name only to hear the echo of your own voice bouncing back from the heavens. You feel as though I have turned my back, as though the line of communication has been severed just when you needed it most. And you still don't know what happened last night. My silence was not absence. It was authorization. But listen to me. My beloved, my silence is never abandonment. It is a profound sign of my trust in you. It is the silence of a teacher during a final exam, watching with pride as the student applies everything they have learned. It is the silence of the potter, as the clay is spinning on the wheel, focused and intentional in every movement. I am not quiet because I am far away. I am quiet because I am working on the deepest parts of your soul that words cannot reach. I am teaching you to hear me, not just in the thunder, but in the stillness of your own heart. There is a dignity in silence that the world does not understand. I want you to remember how my son stood before those who accused him, those who mocked him and sought his destruction. He did not scream, he did not beg, and he did not feel the need to explain himself to people who were committed to misunderstanding him. That is royal silence. It is the quiet confidence of a king who knows the end of the story. I am cultivating that same royal character within you right now. You have spent so much time defending yourself against people whose opinions do not matter in the kingdom of heaven. I am teaching you to hold your peace so that I can be your vindicator. When you stop trying to win the argument, you allow me to win the war. Your silence in the face of injustice is not weakness. It is the highest form of spiritual strength. I have told you once, and I tell you again today, I will fight for you, and you need only to be still. You do not have to exhaust yourself trying to manipulate the outcome or convince the world of your worth. I have already settled your worth in the stars. The more you settle into this divine stillness, the more power you give me to move on your behalf. While you are quiet, I am rearranging the hearts of your enemies. While you are waiting, I am opening doors that no man can shut. The silence is a construction site where I am building the character you will need for the palace I am preparing for you. Do not mistake my stillness for inactivity. I am the Lord of hosts, and even when I am silent, the armies of heaven are moving at my command to secure your victory. You feel the sharp edge of loss and you call it a wound. You see the separation from those you once loved and you call it a tragedy. But I want you to see it through my eyes. It is a divine surgery. You still don't know what happened last night while you were trying to understand the pain. I was already operating on the root of it. I am the great physician, and I have seen the hidden infections in your life, the relationships that were draining your spirit, the habits that were suffocating your potential, and the toxic attachments that were tethering you to a version of yourself that I have already redeemed. I am performing a procedure to save your life. If I do not cut away the dead tissue of your past, the rot will spread to your future. The pain you feel right now is not the pain of a victim being struck. It is the pain of a patient being cured. Trust my hands, even when they carry the scalpel, for I only cut to heal and I only remove to replace. This surgery is necessary because you are being prepared to handle a weight of blessing that your current structure cannot support. You are praying for a palace, but you are trying to build it on a foundation of sand and sorrow. I am clearing the ground. I am removing the people who would steal your peace once the harvest arrives. I am stripping away the false securities that have become idols in your heart. It hurts to lose what you thought was yours, but I am protecting you from the things that were secretly destroying you. Do not beg for the return of what I have surgically removed. If I took it out of your life, it is because it no longer serves the greatness I have placed within you. You are in the recovery room of the Spirit, and although you feel weak, your soul is finally becoming clean. If you believe that I am performing this spiritual surgery to heal you and set you free, do not keep this faith to yourself. Press the like button right now as a sign that you trust the hands of your Creator. Do not let fear or doubt stop the flow of my restoration. If you have not yet joined this family of believers, subscribe to this channel so that I can guide you through every stage of your recovery. This is your moment to align with Heaven's will. Type "I believe" or 777 in the comments to affirm that you are ready for the new life I am carving out for you. And as you type it, remember, what happened last night was not the end of you. It was the beginning of your healing, becoming irreversible. By doing this, you are telling the enemy that his time of infecting your soul is over, and you are claiming your status as a whole and healed child of God. I am not a God who leaves a work unfinished. Once the surgery is complete, I will bind up your wounds with the silk of my grace and the oil of my Spirit. You will emerge from this season not just recovered, but upgraded. You will walk with a new strength, a new clarity, and a new authority that you could never have found in the comfort of your old life. The scars you carry will not be reminders of what you lost, but trophies of what you survived and the evidence of my meticulous care. Be patient with the healing process. Do not rush out of the recovery room before you are ready. Rest in the knowledge that every cut was intentional and every removal was a mercy. You are being refined for a glory that will far outweigh the discomfort of this moment. Look up, my beloved. The atmosphere around you is shifting, and the heavy fog that has obscured your vision for so long is finally beginning to lift. You have spent a lifetime looking at the wall, mourning the doors that were slammed shut in your face and the gates that remained locked despite your fervent prayers. But I am here to tell you that while you were weeping over the wood and iron that would not move, I was busy constructing an entrance that no man, no demon, and no earthly power can ever obstruct. And you still don't know what happened last night. While you were sleeping, I was finalizing what you thought was delayed. The no you received yesterday was merely my protection, shielding you from a room that was too small for your destiny. Today, I am announcing the yes that has been echoing in the halls of heaven. The season of searching is over, and the season of arrival has begun. You are not just approaching a change, you are standing on the threshold of a total transformation. For years, you have felt as though your life was trapped in a loop, a repetitive cycle of hope, followed by disappointment, of effort, followed by exhaustion, of 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. You have felt like a traveler walking in circles in a vast desert, seeing the same sand and the same shadows day after day. But hear me now, that loop is being shattered at this very moment. I am breaking the circular path and stretching it into a straight line that leads directly to your purpose. The cycle of almost but not quite is finished. The cycle of just enough to survive is being replaced by more than enough to thrive. I am removing the blinders from your eyes so that you can see the door that has already been placed before you. It does not look like the doors of your past, and that is why you haven't recognized it yet. It is bigger, brighter, and it carries the scent of a country you have only visited in your dreams. Because I know your heart needs reassurance, I am going to give you unmistakable confirmations in the coming 3 to 7 days. This is not for my sake, but for yours, so that your trembling spirit can find rest in my certainty. In these next few days, pay close attention to the world around you. You may begin to notice repeating numbers, 1111, 777, 702. Not as superstition and not as something you worship, but as simple reminders that I am a God of order and timing, and that I can speak to you through patterns that catch your attention and draw you back to me. You will receive an unexpected communication, a call, a message, or an encounter with someone from your past or a total stranger that will carry a word of confirmation you didn't even know you were looking for. And most importantly, I will grant you a sudden, unexplained peace that will wash over you in the middle of a busy street or a quiet room. It will be a peace that says, it is okay to let go now. I have taken over. The new door is not something you have to kick down with your own strength. It is a door that opens from the inside, triggered by the frequency of your faith. Do not look for it with your physical eyes alone. Look for it with your spirit. You will feel a pull toward a specific direction, a specific idea, or a specific person. Do not overthink it. Do not analyze it until the wonder disappears. When the confirmation appears, acknowledge it. When the door swings open, walk through it without looking back at the hallway you are leaving behind. The things you are worried about losing in this transition are the very things that would have hindered your flight. Trust me. The room I am leading you into is filled with everything you thought you had lost, but in a form that is pure, stronger, and eternal. The wait is over. The door is open. Step in. I have seen you sitting at your table, the dim glow of the lamp, hitting the stack of papers you do not know how to handle. I have felt the knot in your stomach when you check the numbers and see them shrinking while your needs only seem to grow. You have felt like a slave to a system that was designed to keep you small, and you have wondered in the quiet of the night if I have forgotten that you need to eat, to have a roof over your head, and to provide for those you love. And you still don't know what happened last night. While you were staring at the weight of not enough, I was already moving in the unseen, interrupting cycles, closing leaks and positioning provision to reach you the right way and at the right time. But I am the God of the whole earth. The gold and the silver are mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to my hand. I have not been blind to your struggle. In fact, I have been using this season of not enough to break the spirit of lack off your life forever. I am teaching you that your provision does not come from a company, a government, or a person. It comes from me. And because I am your Father, your supply is not limited by what the world can measure. You have been clinging to the crumbs of your old life because you were afraid that if you let them go, you would starve. You have stayed in positions that drained your soul and accepted wages that were far below your worth because you didn't believe there was anything better waiting for you. But I am calling you to open your hands wide today. I cannot place the abundance of a banquet into a hand that is tightly gripped around a dry crust of bread. Let go of the barely making it mentality that has kept you in chains. In my kingdom, overflow is not chaos, it is order. It is stewardship. It is responsibility. I am shifting the economy of your life from the world's scarcity to my kingdom's provision. I am bringing you into a season where you will not just have enough to breathe, but enough to stand with dignity, enough to repay, to rebuild, and to become a blessing instead of always being in survival mode. I am opening the windows of heaven to pour out a blessing that will stretch your capacity. This is not wishful thinking. This is a divine decree over your household. I am the God who restores. I am looking back at the years you spent in a desert of financial drought, the years where it felt like every cent you earned was poured into a bag full of holes. I am going to compensate you for the years that the locusts have eaten. The time lost, the opportunities, missed, the raises that were denied, and the money stolen by the devourer. I am activating divine acceleration in your finances, not to inflate your ego, but to establish your stability and expand your impact. I am placing ideas in your mind that will create value, and I am bringing you into the path of people who carry keys to your next level of opportunity. You are being positioned for provision that will leave you breathless with gratitude. Do not agree with the spirit of lack any longer. When the world says there is not enough, you must stand and say, "My God is more than enough." Your words are seeds, and I am watching them take root in the soil of your future at this very moment. I am replacing your anxiety with a deep, abiding confidence that your needs are already known before you even ask. And this is why heaven takes notice, why even the archangels are attentive to what I am doing in you, because you are learning to carry increase with humility. You are learning discipline over impulse, obedience over fear, stewardship over entitlement. You are a child of the King, and you were never meant to live in the shadows of poverty or the prison of debt. Walk with your head held high, for I am making a way for you where the world said there was no way. The banquet is set, the resources are being released, and your name is written on the harvest. Trust me with your tomorrow, and watch how I glorify my name through the provision I am about to place into your hands. I have seen the hidden scars left behind by those you gave your heart, to those you invited into the sacred inner chambers of your soul only to have them leave you in ruins. I watched as you poured yourself out like water into a cracked vessel, exhausting your spirit to keep someone else whole, while you slowly withered away. You thought that love was meant to be a struggle, a constant battle to be seen, to be heard, or to be enough for someone who was committed to remaining blind to your worth. But I am here to tell you that what you were experiencing was not the love I designed for you. It was a cage disguised as a connection. And you still don't know what happened last night. I began breaking the locks on that cage. I have intentionally allowed certain bridges to burn because those paths only led back to a version of you that I have already called out of the grave. Do not weep for the people I have removed. They were the weights that would have drowned you in the deep waters of the new season. The love I am teaching you now is a mature love, a love that does not seek to possess, to control, or to diminish. It is a love that breathes in the atmosphere of freedom. You have been afraid that if you don't hold on tight, if you don't monitor, or if you don't manage the hearts of others, you will be left alone. But I am the author of true intimacy, and I tell you that what is truly yours will never need to be chased, and what is truly mine will never be lost. I am stripping away your need for the approval of man so that you can find your security in my embrace. I am healing the orphan spirit within you that believes you must beg for a seat at the table. You are a child of the King, and I am preparing a table for you in the presence of those who once doubted you. The isolation you feel right now is not a punishment. It is a sanctification. I am clearing the noise so you can finally hear the sound of your own heart again. Listen to my promise. I am bringing kingdom connections into your life, divine alignments with people who will not drain you, but will sharpen you. I am sending companions who carry the same frequency of faith, people who will see the mantle on your life and help you carry it rather than trying to steal it. These are relationships where you will not have to explain your light because they are also walking in the light. They will be the ones who hold up your arms when you are weary and who remind you of my promises when you are tempted to forget. You will no longer have to perform for love or bargain for respect. These new connections will be like rain on a parched land, bringing growth and refreshing to the areas of your soul that have been dormant for years. They are being moved into position right now, directed by my hand to meet you at the exact moment of your readiness. This new level of relationship requires a new level of self-love, the kind that honors the temple I have built in you. As I bring these new people across your path, do not be afraid to set boundaries, for boundaries are the walls that protect the garden of your peace. You are no longer available for those who only want to take, and you are no longer a resting place for those who carry chaos. This is what kingdom order looks like. Not everyone gets access. Not everyone gets a seat. Not everyone gets a vote in your destiny. Walk in the confidence that I am the great matchmaker of destinies. I know exactly who belongs in your future and who belongs in your history. Trust me to filter your circle. The ones who remain will be the ones who help you soar, and the ones who leave were never meant for the heights I am taking you to. Your heart is safe in my hands, and I am restoring your capacity to love and be loved in a way that reflects the glory of my kingdom. I hear the ticking of the clock in your mind, a sound that has become a drumbeat of anxiety in your chest. You look at your peers, you look at the world moving past you, and you feel as though you have been left behind in the dust of a forgotten road. You count the years you lost to illness, the years you lost to a broken heart, and the years you spent wandering in circles of indecision. You feel like the time is gone, and you are too old, too late, or too tired to ever catch up to the destiny I wrote for you. But I am the Ancient of Days, the Lord of time and space. I do not operate within the limits of your human calendar. I am the one who can stop the sun and make the shadows turn back. Your delay was never a denial. It was a divine pause, a season where I was hiding you under the shadow of my wing so that I could develop the depth you would need for the speed that is coming. And you still don't know what happened last night. What you called waiting was being converted into momentum. What you called silence was me tightening the bowstring. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was aligning you. Because you have been faithful in the hidden season, because you did not give up when everything was moving at a snail's pace, I am now activating the gear of divine acceleration in your life. What took others 10 years to build, I will cause to sprout and flourish for you in a single year. I am compressing time. I am taking the shattered fragments of your past and weaving them into a tapestry of sudden victory. Do not stay silent while the heavens move on your behalf. If you believe I am breaking your chains and speeding up your blessing right now, declare it with authority. Type "Breakthrough is mine" or 1111 in the comments to claim this shift. By doing so, you are stepping out of the slow lane of human effort and into the fast lane of my favor. Your suddenly is no longer a distant hope. It is your current reality. Prepare yourself for a pace you have never known. Doors that were stuck for decades will fly open in a single afternoon. Opportunities that seemed out of reach will suddenly land in your lap. I am going to make up for every second that was stolen by the enemy or lost to your own fears. You will look back at this moment and realize that the years of silence were simply the pulling back of the bowstring. The further I pulled you back, the faster and further you are about to be launched. Do not be afraid of the speed, for I have equipped you to handle the velocity. You are not being rushed, you are being propelled. Trust the wind of my spirit as it catches your sails. The lag is over. The acceleration has begun. And heaven recognizes what I am doing in you, not because of noise, but because of the authority I am placing on your life with order and purpose. The person you used to be is no longer here. I have watched you carry the label of victim like a heavy, tattered cloak, letting the world define you by the things that were done to you and the mistakes you made in your desperation. You have walked with your head bowed, expecting the worst, because the worst is all you have known. But today, I am stripping that old garment from your shoulders. I am burning the labels of failure, rejected, and unworthy in the fire of my holiness. I am reaching into the core of your being and pulling out the new you, the one I dreamed of before the foundations of the world were laid. You are not a product of your trauma. You are a product of my intent. You are not a survivor of a tragedy. You are a victor in a triumph that has already been won. I am giving you a new name, a new heart, and a new way of standing in a world that once tried to crush you. And you still don't know what happened last night? I was sealing this shift deeper than feelings, deeper than a temporary high. so that your identity would not break the next time pressure comes. What I am building in you is not fragile. Can you feel the shift in your own spirit? There is a new aura beginning to radiate from you, a divine glow that is not of your own making, but is the reflection of my light dwelling within you. You are moving from the shadows into the spotlight of my favor. As you walk, people will notice a difference they can't quite explain. They will see a confidence in your eyes that wasn't there before, not the arrogance of the world, but the quiet, unshakable assurance of a child who knows their father, owns the kingdom. You will carry a presence that commands respect without saying a word. I am clothing you in dignity and strength. The magnetic pull of my spirit in you will begin to attract the right opportunities and the right people, while repelling everything that is not aligned with your purpose. You are no longer someone who is overlooked. You are someone who is marked by the King. I am pouring out a fresh anointing upon you right now, a spiritual empowerment for this specific hour of your life. This anointing will break every yoke of bondage and make the difficult paths easy. Where you once struggled, you will now flow. Where you once feared, you will now lead. I am giving you a voice that carries weight and hands that carry healing. You are being upgraded in the spirit to handle the influence and the abundance that I am releasing. Do not look back at the old you with longing or regret. That person died so that this version of you could live. This is kingdom order authority without arrogance, confidence without performance, discipline without entitlement. Embrace the authority I have given you. Walk into every room knowing that I have gone before you to level the mountains. You are my masterpiece, my beloved and my chosen instrument. Your new identity is sealed in my blood, and it can never be taken away. The time has come to put into words what your spirit has already begun to do. I am inviting you now to enter into a sacred contract of release, to use your voice, the very breath I gave you, to shatter the invisible cords that have tethered you to the shores of your yesterday. This is not a mere recitation of words. It is a legal transaction in the courts of heaven. As you speak, the spiritual realm must obey. And you still don't know what happened last night. I brought you to the threshold so you could cross it with authority, not with emotion. Heaven is not moved by performance. Heaven responds to alignment. I want you to find a place of stillness, even if it is just within the sanctuary of your own mind. Take a deep breath and feel my presence surrounding you, like a warm embrace. Now repeat these words after me, not with the voice of a victim, but with the authority of the royalty I have made you to be. Speak them into the atmosphere and watch the shadows flee. Heavenly Father, I come before you today with a heart that is ready to be light. I acknowledge that I have been carrying weights that were never mine to bear, and holding on to seasons that you have already closed. Right now, by an act of my will, and by the power of your Spirit, I release the past. I release every person who hurt me, every dream that died, and every version of myself that I have outgrown. I forgive those who misunderstood me, and I forgive myself for the times I failed. I lay down the guilt, the shame, and the what-ifs at your feet. I declare that the debt of my history is paid in full. I am no longer a prisoner of what was. I am a pioneer of what is to be. I cut every unholy soul tie and every negative attachment that has drained my energy. I command every chain of the past to break and fall away right now in the name of the one who set me free. I now turn my face toward the future you have written for me. I receive your peace, your healing, and your divine acceleration. I declare that I am worthy of the blessings you are pouring out, not because of what I have done, but because of who you are and whose I am. I claim my financial restoration, my new relationships, and my renewed health. I step into my new identity as a victor, a chosen one, and a child of the King. I will no longer apologize for my growth or shrink back in fear. I am ready for the new door. I am ready for the new song. I am ready for the new life. I lock this prayer into my reality with a heart full of gratitude, knowing that as I let go, you have already taken over. It is settled. It is finished. It is mine. Stay in this posture of surrender for a moment, my beloved. Feel the lightness that comes when the burden is lifted. You have done the hardest part. You have opened your hands. Now watch as I fill them. The air around you is clearer, the path before you is straighter, and the power within you is greater than it has ever been. You have officially crossed the border from the old land into the new territory of my grace. Do not look back, for there is nothing left for you there. Your future is calling, and it is more beautiful than anything you left behind. It is finished. Do you hear the finality in my voice? My beloved, what has been spoken to you today is not a mere wish or a fleeting hope. It is a spiritual decree that has been etched into the very foundations of your new life. The chains that were holding you back haven't just been loosened, they have been pulverized into dust. The doors that were locked are now standing wide open, and the breath of life has been breathed back into the dreams you thought were dead. You have sat with me in this sacred space, and you are not the same person who began this journey just a short time ago. The old version of you has been laid to rest with the honors of a battle well fought, and the new you is standing tall in the light of a most glorious dawn. Every word I have whispered into your soul during this hour is now moving toward your physical reality. It is done. It is sealed. It is yours. And now you understand what happened last night. Heaven marked a turning point. Not with noise, with order, not with applause, with authority. The enemy panicked because you were promoted, and the courts of heaven agreed. This is why even the Archangels were stunned, not by your drama, but by the rare way you carried your assignment, obedience, without demanding credit, endurance, without entitlement, silence at the right time, and discipline over your own ego. That is royalty. That is rank. And it has been recognized. As you step away from this message and back into the rhythm of the world, do not be afraid of the silence or the tasks that lie ahead. You might feel a strange sense of emptiness, but that is not lack. It is the clean, open space I have created for the new things I am bringing. Remember that this is not the end of our conversation. It is merely page 1 of the most beautiful chapter of your life story. You are walking out with a divine inheritance and a royal identity that cannot be revoked. I have so much more to tell you, many more secrets of the kingdom to reveal, and many more layers of blessing to unfold. This is the start of a deep daily walk with me, where the miraculous becomes your mundane. I will be with you in every breath. This video was the catalyst, but the explosion of my favor in your life is just beginning. We have a long and glorious road to travel together. Now, to lock this prophecy into your life and ensure that no thief of joy can steal the seeds I have planted in your heart today, you must seal this moment with an act of faith. Like this video right now as your physical amen, signaling to the heavens that you agree with every promise and every restoration I have declared. Subscribe to this channel to stay anchored to this family of light, and to ensure you do not miss a single word of the next chapter I am writing for you. And finally, leave your mark in the world below to claim your territory. Type the words that will set your future in motion. I let go so God can take over. By typing these words, you are putting a permanent seal on your liberation and announcing to the seen and unseen worlds that you are no longer the one struggling. I am the one moving. Your surrender is your greatest power. Let this be the foundation stone of your new kingdom. Go now in peace, my beloved child. Walk with your head held high, for the Creator of the stars is walking beside you, shielding your back and lighting your path. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and no shadow shall ever again have the power to dim the light I have placed within you. You are loved with an everlasting, unconditional love, and I will not waste the courage you showed today in choosing to let go. Rest in the absolute certainty that I have already seen your future, and it is more radiant, more peaceful, and more abundant than your wildest imagination could ever conceive. I will meet you again in our next encounter, and I will never stop speaking life into your soul. Go forth, be bold, and live in the fullness of the freedom I have given you. I love you beyond measure. It is done.